Hi, the question for today is how many trailing zeros are there in 130 factorial? 130 factorial is an extremely large number having 220 digits. Let us try to find out the number of trailing zeros in this value, but without knowing the actual value of 130 factorial. As you all know that 130 factorial is equal to 130 multiplied by 129 multiplied by 128, so on and so forth up to 1. Before solving this question, we must first understand how do we get a 0. For that, let us write down all the numbers from 1 till 130. Now let us try to see all the numbers having a 0 at the end. All the numbers having a 0 at the end have been highlighted by yellow color. Now let us see the peculiarities of these numbers. For that, we have to identify the factors of these numbers. If you see these factors carefully, you will see that all the numbers having zeros are having a factor of 5 and a factor of 2, and a combination of the two is giving us a 0. Since 5 multiplied by 2 is equal to 10, which contains 1 0. This is the only combination where you get a 0. No combination of other factors shall give you a 0. Therefore, number of trailing zeros in any number is dependent upon number of 5s and number of 2s in its factors. That means we have to identify the factors of all the numbers from 1 to 130 to identify the number of trailing zeros in 130 factorial. And from all those factors, we have to identify the number of 5s and number of 2s. But it will take a huge time. Therefore, let us further analyze the factors of these yellow highlighted numbers. The number of 5s in these yellow highlighted numbers is equal to 15, and number of 2s in the factors of these yellow highlighted numbers is equal to 21. That means number of 5s is lower than number of 2s. Now let us see how many numbers from 1 till 130 can contain a factor of 5. These yellow highlighted numbers only can contain a factor of 5, and all these blue highlighted numbers shall contain a factor of 2. Therefore, it is evident that number of 2s shall always be more than number of 5s in the factors of any factorial. And we know that only a combination of 5 and 2 shall give us a 0. So, if number of 2s is more than number of 5s, those extra number of 2s shall not generate a 0. In other words, each number of 5 as a factor shall generate a 0 since it has a combination of 2 readily available. Therefore, the number of trailing zeros shall be exactly equal to the number of 5s in the factors of all these numbers. Now, let us try to identify the number of 5s in the factors of all these numbers. Only the yellow highlighted numbers shall contain a factor of 5. It appears that numbers from 51 to 59 and 101 to 109 may also contain a number of 5 as a factor. However, it does not contain a factor of 5. You may please calculate and confirm the same. Now let us write the factors of these yellow highlighted numbers. But we have to be careful because some numbers have 2 number of 5s as factors. 2 number of 5s is contained in each of the following 4 numbers. Those are 25, 50, 75 and 100. And 125 contains 3 number of 5s as factors. Now let us count the number of 5s, which is equal to 32. Therefore, the number of trailing zeros in 130 factorial shall also be equal to 32. So the answer is 32. Since I have the actual value of 130 factorial, which is having 220 digits in total, we can count the number of zeros and confirm our answer. You may kindly pause the video to count the number of zeros. The number of trailing zeros is equal to 32. You may please subscribe the channel to see more of such videos. See you in the next video.